Cedar Falls Community Television is excited once again to provide you with boys basketball coverage tonight. The #1 ranked team in Class 4A, the Cedar Falls Tigers, hosting crosstown rival, the Waterloo West Wahawks. Mark Simpson with you on this Friday night. Joining me, the man with the name and the knowledge, Jeremiah Longnecker, as we get set for high school hoops here on CFTV. And Cedar Falls rolling right now, 8-0. They'll take on a Waterloo West team they met earlier in the year. The Tigers won a kind of a hard-fought defensive ball game. Tigers going for the sweep of their rivals here in the metro area, but it won't be easy this evening.
No, and West is a team that lost 7 of its top 8 scorers from last year. So that first meeting, West decided they were going to take the air out of the ball, slow things down, limit possessions, and give themselves a shot. So you have this really low-scoring affair. They've grown since then. They've gained some confidence. I think we'll see a much different game tonight.
There's the latest Associated Press Class 4A basketball rankings. Cedar Falls receiving 8 out of 10 first-place votes. Cedar Falls right now 8-0 on the year, following a victory earlier in the week against Cedar Rapids Xavier. The Register Super 10 that was released on January 10th. You see Cedar Falls just ahead of Waukee, as this is the best teams in all classes throughout the state of Iowa. Look at the Tigers' schedule on the season. Perfect. You look back on December 18th. That was their lowest point total of the year, scoring 54 against the Wahawks.
Well, the Tigers are one of the highest scoring teams in Class 4A, so you're much better off in a low scoring affair because they're third in points. They score 73 points a game.
But that 27 points, that's the fewest they've allowed on an opponent this year. The Wahawks schedule, they were on a 4-game winning streak before they lost to a good Cedar Rapids Prairie team earlier this week. So they are looking to bounce back and get back on the winning ways. But Cliff Baranobis, like he always does, he has Waterloo West ready to play.
It's been a nice confidence-building schedule. You wouldn't talk about it as being rugged by any stretch of the imagination, but it's allowed them to get their feet under them and get some wins.
Now you see the Wahawks starters. They're anchored by Amar Kulovic, their center. Amar averaging 16 points a ball game, and has a smooth game.
He sure does. He's got great footwork, as much like his brother who graduated last year. He's kind of waited and taken his turn, but he's having a terrific senior season, averaging over 16 points a game.
Luke and Mitch Fordyce are twins. And there's the Cedar Falls, one of their starters, Joe Knutson. As the Tigers, there's starting lineup. I've gone with this starting 5 throughout the year. Look at the height, just amazing. That's college level. Landon Wolf, Trey Campbell, the backcourt with Carter Jansen, Joe Knutson, Chase Corbett. Corbett and Wolf both have committed to the University of Northern Iowa. And pick your poison. You try to stop Tigers down low, or they'll burn you with the outside game with Wolf, and you try to stop him, and they can murder you inside. As we look at Cedar Falls, Waterloo West, last 10 meetings, and this has been a dogfight. As Cedar Falls has won 6 of the 10, but it has not been easy. And West winning both games last year when they had that amazing team that went 23-2 and lost that heartbreaker to North Scott in the sub-state finals. This is back on that December 18th matchup between these two teams at Waterloo West. There's Kulovic scoring early for Waterloo West. They were hanging around earlier in the ball game, but Cedar Falls then pulled away for the victory. And we'll be back with more right after this on Cedar Falls Community Television.
What's the easiest way to buy? The Witham way. That means stocking a wide selection of the area's top-selling pre-owned vehicles that fit any budget. From low-mileage cars to one-owner cars to local trades, we carry the vehicles you want. That's the Witham way. And check your mailbox for this month's specials or online at withamauto.com. Witham Auto Centers in Waterloo, Cedar Falls, and LaPorte City.
Everything we do is driven by you.
Thanks for watching the Tigers on Cedar Falls Utilities, Channel 15.
The middle, Ostrich is free. Give him 6.
We're thankful for customers who choose CFU Cable TV. It's because of you that we can produce high-quality local high school sports.
Oh, what a catch. Wow. Trey Campbell.
This year we know it's especially important to have high school games on TV and online. Because of community support, we're able to provide a full slate of high school sports.
Daniel Hutchins in the open. Gets past the defense and he takes it all the way.
So thanks for being a CFU TV customer, and go Tigers!
Cedar Falls out on the floor. Number 1 ranked team in the state. Cedar Falls. And there's Chase Corbett. Amar Kaluovich. And the Tigers win the opening toss. Trey Campbell. Knutson down low. Carter Jansen on the floor. Goes up hard and draws contact. And Jansen goes to the free throw line.
Mark, this is one thing the Tigers don't do very often. You know, of all of the offensive statistical categories, this is one of the things they just don't do, and that is get to the free throw line very often. Just 43rd in Class 4A in free throw attempts, so it's nice to see him there early.
Jansen hits the first. 1-0 lead for the Tigers. And Jansen is 2 for 2. So the Tigers come out, some backcourt pressure on the Wallhawks.
And this is where the length is a real
Michael
problem.
Robinson Jr. right at half court. And nowhere to go when Cliff Baranobis, the head coach of Waterloo West, calls for a timeout.
Yeah, it's just that's no man's land. You get caught there, and all of a sudden you're going to get between a couple of 6'4" guys with some serious length who know how to trap.
So Waterloo West spending a quick timeout early. I see the Tigers. They're so tall you can't even see their head coach somewhere in there. That's Ryan Schultz.
Yeah, and he's not exactly short.
No, he isn't. It's just the guys he's
Just the height around him.
teaching here and coaching tower over him. And inadvertently, the referee put the ball in play. Now he's ready to go. So here's Michael Robinson Jr. with it. He's a good multi-sport athlete for the Wallhawks.
Yeah, he's been playing varsity for a few years. Robinson has.
Tigers, with that length, they are just difficult to find an open shot and get things going. Let's see how the Wallhawks, will they try to be incredibly patient on offense like they were the first time these two teams met?
Well, the way to take care of that is to get out to a good lead.
Lucas Fordyce, that's a difficult drive, and he gets it to go. We're tied at 2. Campbell off the bank.
Campbell averages about 12. He could throw in 20 a game if he wanted to. Just so many weapons that the Tigers possess.
Luke Fordyce. Now he kicks it out to his twin brother, Mitch.
Let's make no bones about it. This is a team that plays defense first. Of all the offensive categories that they're in the top 5 in, Coach Schultz wouldn't care 1 ounce about them if they didn't play defense.
Cedar Falls allowing just 41 points per ball game. As the Wallhawks patient. This is Fordyce finding a little bit of a seam. This time he can't get it to go. And the ball last touched by the Tigers.
That's a gaudy 32 points average margin of victory for Cedar Falls. I think of what a lot of people would like, including Coach Schultz, to see.
Wow.
What happens when we're tested?
Long 3 thrown up by Adams off the mark. Tigers They want to run. They like the up-tempo, and Campbell smoothly hits the three.
Telling you, his offensive skill set is limitless. Just we don't get to see it all that often because he's such an unselfish player.
Fordyce again with the drive, and tell you what, Luke Fordyce, correction, that's Mitch Fordyce with the basket. It's 7-4.
Known Fordyce's father for a long time.
Jansen leads the Tigers in assists.
Oh.
Drives, and we're going to have another foul called against the Wallhawks. Jansen goes back to the free throw line. This will be on Michael Robinson Jr.
Well, the Tigers don't shoot many free throws, but once they do, they're not that good when they get there as well. Just 67%, and that's 2/3 the way down the list of the 4A teams. So if you're looking for an Achilles heel, that might be it offensively already. However,
Carter Jansen came in just 5 out of 12 on the year, but he's made his first 3 to begin this ball game. Cedar Falls leads by 4, 8-4. That's a 5-point advantage for the Tigers, who set up the pressure defense.
love the pressure. You may give up a quick one, but you also may get one.
A quick steal and an assist for Campbell after Corbett deflected that pass, and Adams in trouble again in the corner. And breaking the press, and Kaluovich puts it in for 2. Amar Kaluovich averages 16 points a game for the Wallhawks.
But the pace is where Ryan Schultz wants it right now.
And Landon Wolf trying to squeeze past a couple Wallhawks. Ball, and knocks the ball out of play. Waterloo West going to send in some new guys, and the guy who stands out, Nate Ewell. Big burly kid, 6'3" senior. Oh, Campbell takes the ball away from Keyshawn Pendleton.
Yeah, well, he averages 2.5 steals a game, does Campbell. Oh, it's the Campbell show so far.
Campbell feeling it. Another 3. 14-6, Cedar Falls.
Look at him move his feet, too. Look at the...
No reverse layup missed by Pendleton, who wanted a foul called.
Well, Corbett averages about 1.5 blocks a game.
And
oh, lots of contact. And now it's going to go the other direction. Landon Wolf trying to figure out why he didn't get the call. I'm a D1 basketball player. I'm supposed to get that call. Yeah, it's good no call. Kaluovich, for the record, Mark and I, a little defense.
Yeah.
We've been told Kulovich, and we've been saying Kulovich for how many years now?
yeah, but,
A lot.
but we talked to Amar before the game, and he said it's pronounced Kaluovich. So if we have problems rolling that off the tongue,
We have to linguistically retrain ourselves.
an 8-point lead for Cedar Falls. Ewell puts the ball on the floor. I'll tell you what, they are taking it to the hoop.
Well, obviously that is the plan.
Yeah.
We're going to go at him and see.
Landon Wolf maintains possession after the ball was deflected.
And everything but down for Landon.
This is Mitch Fordyce, a 3, no good.
West not even attempting to get into the offensive glass.
Landon Wolf stops, pops, no good. And on the floor for the Tigers coming off the bench, Hunter Jacobson and Dallas Bayer.
Landon leads the team in scoring. One of 4 players averaging double figures.
This is Kaluovich. Spins in the paint, and
Boy, they were in such good position, and then somebody took a swat. That's exactly what Ryan Schultz is saying. Oh, Joe. Yep.
Knutson call for the foul for Cedar Falls. And
The thing that players have to understand, and it takes a while for big guys, is it's not necessarily whether you make contact. They're looking to see whether arms stay straight up. But once you start taking swipes like that, it's, you're going to get a foul called against you 90% of the time.
Kaluovich makes 1 out of 2. He has 3 points.
This will be good.
And Wolf misses the 3. Kaluovich rips the rebound. Looks comfortable, bringing the ball up the floor.
Well, you better get on the defensive glass when you're playing the Tigers. They lead all Class 4A teams in offensive rebounds.
Ewell gets the missed shot, trying to post up, and Dallas Bear with the tough defense. And last touch by Nate Ewell.
Just another tall kid with length they bring off the bench who just keeps getting better.
So it's Bayer, Campbell, Jacobson, Corbett, and now in the game, Joel Burris, a 6'3" senior for the Tigers. There's Burris out on the wing. Cedar Falls doubling up the score here. 2:22 to go in the first. 14-7. And Burris, that's a nice move for a guy who's been quiet offensively this year.
It sure is. It's nice to see him add that element. See him generally come in to give some minutes, some rest, play strong defense.
Keyshawn Pendleton, off-balance shot, miss.
Really nice recovery by Campbell, who had gotten beaten.
Hunter Jacobson. There's Burris, who again attacks the rim and gets it to go.
Look at Burris go.
Burris, couple baskets here in the first quarter. Now Cedar Falls opening up an 11-point lead.
Burris' season high is 6 points. He's 2/3 the way there.
Wahawks needing a basket here. Trying to stop this onslaught by Cedar Falls, and Kaluovich from the baseline.
Really well done. Corbett does a good job of turning him back towards the field of play.
Oh, and there he does it. Burris.
6 straight for Burris. Wow.
Campbell with a nice dish. That's something Waterloo West was not expecting. Hey, we got to stop Wolf. We got to stop Corbett. We got to stop Campbell. They weren't thinking about Joel Burris. And scoop shot missed by Kaluovich. Here comes Cedar Falls. 43 seconds to go, and Dallas Bear drains a 3, and Cedar Falls.
Just so many weapons.
Yeah, hitting on all cylinders.
This is not the kind of game that West wanted to get into at all. And it was the pressure that the Tigers put on and got the pace going, got Weston up and down, some quick shots. Next thing you know, you're down 16, and you know you can't hang on to the ball. I mean, you can, but you're going to lose. It's problematic.
Time ticking off here in the first quarter, near half court with the basketball. This is Robinson. Robinson shot to erased at the end of the quarter, and another block shot, and Cedar Falls. Fast start, looks impressive on both ends of the court. They lead 23-7 after the first 8 minutes. And Joel Burris, instant offense, coming off the bench with 6 points. And we'll be back with quarter number 2 right after this on Cedar Falls Community Television.
Your smile is the most important thing to us. A smile is your greatest accessory. A smile lights up a room. A smile is confidence. It's a symbol of love, a friendly face, happiness, and so much more. Let us keep your smile healthy. Kimball and Beecher Family Dentistry. We love to see you smile.
Top-ranked team in Class 4A. Getting off to a fast start against Waterloo West, 23-7. So we move into quarter number 2. Joel Burris coming off the bench. Already has matched his season high with 6.
Wes is like, who is this guy?
First time these two teams met, Cedar Falls was held to just 54 points, but Waterloo West only scored 27 as the Tigers won. West trying to pick up the pace, and Tigers showing why you don't run with this squad.
West tried every defense there was in that game. They played a box and one, a triangle and two. They took the air out of the ball, played some four corners.
Mitch Fordyce with that basket. Oh, good give and go, but unable to hang on to that pass from Corbett as Burris. They're going to call a travel.
Well, it's almost as if, and I agree with Ryan Schultz, he's saying, hey, listen, you don't have possession of the ball. You can't travel if you don't have possession.
Warhawks, coached by Cliff Baranobis. Missed attempt. Corbett cleans up the glass. And Landon Wolf bumped down the baseline. Foul's going to be called. That's going to be on Mitch Fordyce.
Well, the whole barrage of points in the first quarter, 23 points scored. Not one of them was by Landon Wolf. You know, here's your leading scorer, and you think, oh, we hold him in check. You know, we're going to be okay. No. Lots of guys that can get it done.
Campbell finally finding a open teammate, Landon Wolf, and they're hanging all over him.
He wanted the NBA continuation.
And that's going to be on Lucas Fordyce, or Luke Fordyce. Campbell, here's Wolf. Carter Jansen, he's going to try a long three, well short. And the Warhawks down by 14 points and possession of the basketball.
Tigers make about 8 threes a game. That's 5th in 4A. They shoot the 3rd best percentage, so they're incredibly efficient when it comes to the three-point shot.
Michael Robinson Jr., a three-pointer for the Warhawks. And Joe Knutson left unguarded.
Well, that's all Trey Campbell.
Campbell coming out firing in this ball game, scoring 7 points, or 8 points in that first quarter.
Terrific job by Knutson. Such a terrific athlete as Joe.
Baseline shot. Boy, Trey Campbell.
Gosh, who's the best player in the gym tonight, Mark?
10 points.
Cliff Baranobis just steaming angry on his bench.
There's Campbell.
That's off the referee. He's in the play.
And Campbell will lay it in for 2. That deflected off the official.
Sure did. He was in. He was in bounds.
Kolovic and Knutson.
Yeah, they're going to get Knutson. But
Well, I'll tell you what, Trey Campbell's a sophomore. I'm sure he would even admit it. He struggled against Waterloo West last year. They taught him about Mississippi Valley Conference play. So he might have a little bit of chip on his shoulder going up against this Warhawk team.
He's a different player. He's just as smooth as can be. I've said this multiple times on air. I saw him play when he was a 7th grader. And I'd never seen such an unselfish 7th grade kid who was so talented. All he did was distribute. He could have scored 50 literally in that game. And all he did was just move the ball and could have scored at will.
A rim eraser right there by Corbett, and the Tigers get a timeout called. 29-12 is our score here. Cedar Falls up by 17, and this has been a good rivalry. Again, we touched on this earlier. In the last 10 meetings between these schools, Cedar Falls has been as dominant as any team around. They have really fought tooth and nail against this Warhawk team, and they've only won 6 out of the last 10 games.
So here's the quiz for you, Mark. How many other teams in the MVC aside from West have won more than one game against Cedar Falls over the last 4 years?
Iowa City West?
Iowa City West is 0-4 against Cedar Falls.
No kidding.
The last 4 years.
Wow.
The answer is 0. Only West.
Oh, trick question.
Yeah, trick question.
Trey Campbell, another field goal.
What's he have?
He's up to 14 points.
That's a nice start, huh?
Ewell left unguarded. Misses the shot. Dallas Bear with the rebound. And here come the Tigers running and gunning here. Again, Wolfen yet to score. Corbett only has 2. And the Tigers built that
beautiful.
19-point lead.
God, look at that footwork and how that's come along over the last couple of years. And, you know, you're just in a pickle. Here's one of the best three-point shooting teams in the league, or in the state, excuse me, and you have the top field goal percentage team in the state. 53% of the shots go down. You just, what are you going to do, Mark?
And the lead now grows to 21. Cliff Baranobis. He is now in year number 7. Last year they were 23-2. That was a team that was primed to win it all. And we all know what happened. That controversial finish to North Scott down in Cedar Rapids.
That was a state berth stolen from them. That's a real shame.
I was right behind the bench when that went in. And I was like, wow, he made it. And they're not going to count that. And they did. And wow, just the devastation for that Waterloo West team. That was hard to watch. And those kids, though, they handled it really maturely.
I agree.
You know, shaking hands and going through what had to be an incredibly difficult moment in their lives.
It's a team that had a chance to win the whole thing. That was a great West team. Felt awful for them.
That foul called on Cedar Falls Dallas Bear. The mark. Kulovich can only make the field goal as he misses the free throw. There's Campbell.
West just has no answer for Campbell right now.
Landon Wolf feeds it in the corner. Dallas Bear. And look at Campbell. Look at his first miss of the game. Wallhawks going all the way. Oh, Adams, coast to coast.
That's exactly what the Tigers want. This kind of pace.
Wolf pull up 3. And Landon. 6'5" senior. Gets it to go. Adams tries to answer with his own 3-ball, but that hits the rim and comes out hard. Campbell from the elbow. Nope. Won't go. And Corbett trying to grab the offensive rebound. Touches it last.
What a start for Trey.
Sam Moore, a 6'2" senior. End of the game for Waterloo West. So they'll have Mitch Fordyce along with Michael Robinson Jr., Shantavis Wortham, Mark Kulovich, and Sam Moore.
Problem is for this West team, they just don't have much offensive firepower. Other than for Kulovich, who averages 16, nobody else averages more than 6 points a game. So you know that you're going to have to score a lot to win. Let's see what a excellent set of hands he has. Footwork, I don't know how you don't guard him. Oh, Landon is just kicking himself up and down. He just doesn't get those kind of looks very often. Maybe that's the best thing to do with Wolf, is just lead him wide open.
Yeah.
And he might miss a couple, but then it's just a easy one.
Kulovich cannot make the 3.
How about the coach's kid hitting the deck for a loose ball in a 20-point game?
No look pass by Jansen.
He just didn't have anywhere to go there.
Cliff Baranobis waving his team, go, go, go. And Michael Robinson misses. Another opportunity as Moore gets the offensive rebound. That's a nice move, Mitch Fordyce.
Sure is.
He has 6 points.
West has no chance in an up and down game like this.
Down to 2 minutes, 9 seconds to go here in this first quarter. Jansen, a 3-ball, perfect. Carter at 7 points.
Just too much firepower for Cedar Falls. Too many weapons.
5th 3-pointer for Cedar Falls here in the first half. Robinson Jr. won't go. All the way,
it's pretty.
Jansen. He's fired up after making a nice play.
Well, the body control. We'll just watch him switch to the left hand. Here comes the offense off the bench. There's Campbell and Burris looking for a career high with his next hoop.
Joe Burris coming in, averaging 1.5 points per ball game. Scored 6 consecutive points in that first quarter. Here's Jansen trying to hit double digits if he makes his free throw, and does. And guys struggling at the free throw line, hitting 41%. He's 5 for 5.
That's
trouble.
Not where you want to be.
Well, Tigers come up with steal. Hunter Jacobson, nice pass. Then Campbell.
Yeah, he saw him the whole way. There was never any doubt where that ball was going.
Trey with a sweet 16 here in the first half, 44-18. Cedar Falls taking it to the Wallhawks. Kolovic, there's a nice play,
He's
showing off his talents.
Just a nice player, isn't he?
9 points. Now he can do the Euro step.
That's right.
Bosnian roots.
Oh.
That's a good block.
Sure was. Pendleton.
Luke Fordyce kicks it out. Quick three missed by Waterloo West. Kolovic. Probably not used to having about 4 or 5 guys.
Yeah, just a wall of defenders there.
You know, I'd probably see a couple on another team, maybe, when you have whole starting 5.
We've seen some teams in the past that have had some length, just not this athletic.
Under a minute to go here in this first half. Tigers have put 44 on the scoreboard. That's amazing. Leading up by 24.
Well, it's the quick start. See if West is going to decide to play for one.
Luke Fordyce between the circles, won't go. Hunter Jacobson snatches the rebound. Tigers will get a good shot off here. 7 seconds. Campbell, red hot, 3-pointer.
Oh, everything but down.
And Cedar Falls.
Wow.
An explosive start to this. Leads 44-20 over Waterloo West. Wow, who saw a 24-point lead for the Tigers at intermission. It's a pretty impressive performance by the team in red and white.
And they did it at both ends. Gave up a couple easy hoops. Talked about that. Maybe one in transition, one more than Ryan Schultz would like, but the pace was there. They really defended in the half court well, and of course on the offensive end. Contributions from a lot of people so far.
So Cedar Falls with the big lead over Waterloo West at the break. We'll return with more after this. This is Tiger Basketball on Cedar Falls Community Television.
I enjoyed my job as principal at Cedar Falls High School, and I enjoyed working with parents, students, and staff. The thing I enjoyed most about was watching the students grow and develop, and I always enjoyed simply talking to them to tell them to go Tigers.
I have happy memories at Cedar Falls High School. I met my wife there. We started dating as a sophomore, and we have spent all of our life together. So I'm happy with the Tigers. Go Tigers!
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by CFU Cable and Channel 15, your home for Cedar Falls Tigers sports in Cedar Falls. Coverage of this event is made possible by CFU Cable subscribers. Without your support of CFU Cable TV, this broadcast would not happen and local TV coverage would not be possible. Cedar Falls Channel 15 is available on Basic or Basic Plus cable TV plans. For more information, go to CFU.net. With the Auto Center, everything we do is driven by you. Located on South Main Street in Cedar Falls, with additional locations in Waterloo and LaPorte City. With the Auto Center is a proud supporter of the Cedar Falls Tigers. Find your next vehicle in person or online at withamauto.com.
Kimball and Beecher Family Dentistry. Get the smile you've always wanted at any one of our 6 locations. Located on Prairie Parkway in Cedar Falls, with with additional sites in Waterloo, Cedar Rapids, Iowa City, Marshalltown, and Des Moines. Go to kimballbeecher.com to schedule your appointment today, and we make you smile.
Signs by Tomorrow. More than a custom sign company, Signs by Tomorrow is your advertising solutions resource. At Signs by Tomorrow, they create affordable, high-impact signs and visual messaging solutions. Find them on McLean Drive in Cedar Falls or at signsbytomorrow.com.
Western Home Communities. Western Home Communities, the Cedar Valley's best of the best choice for older adults. Visit the website today to find out about villa lifestyles or independent living apartments, plus all the amenities they include to make life fun and worry-free. WesternHomeCommunities.org.
Tonight's broadcast is sponsored by Aaron Sonis and Joshua Catcher, the financial advisors and managing partners of Discerning Wealth, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services, LLC. Check out their website at discerningwealth.com.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Martin Brothers. Martin Brothers Food Market offers a wide range of restaurant quality foods and party supplies for every occasion. We're always open to the public and there's never a membership fee. Shop online at martinbrothersfoodmarket.com or in person at 408 Viking Road in Cedar Falls. Brad Jacobson State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, Brad Jacobson State Farm is there. Call the original Jake from State Farm at 319-277-4134 or email Jake at brad@bradjacobson.biz.
Thanks for watching the Tigers on Cedar Falls Utilities, Channel 15.
The middle, Ostrich is free. Give him 6.
We're thankful for customers who choose CFU Cable TV. It's because of you that we can produce high-quality local high school sports.
Oh, what a catch. Wow. Trey Campbell.
This year we know it's especially important to have high school games on TV and online. Because of community support, we're able to provide a full slate of high school sports.
Daniel Hutchins in the open. Gets past the defense and he takes it all the way.
So thanks for being a CFU TV customer, and go Tigers!
Looking for the absolute best deals in Iowa on new Fords? Witham Ford in Waterloo, Cedar Falls, and LaPorte City has you covered. Looking for the Cedar Valley's largest Ford selection? Witham Ford has you covered. Our 3 locations means we're the Cedar Valley's largest Ford dealer, covering all of your Ford needs for sales, service, and parts. So shop the Ford dealer you can count on. Shop Witham Ford in Waterloo, Cedar Falls, and LaPorte City.
Everything we do is driven by you.
To ease kids' fears, at Kimball and Beecher, we want to have a very inclusive, kind of lighthearted atmosphere. Families can expect to have an experience where the dentist is going to listen to their concerns, interact with their children, and hopefully have an experience where the child leaves with a positive feeling. I just love working with kids. I think kids are very honest. I love children because they'll tell you what they're feeling, they'll tell you what they're thinking, and I love helping them to enjoy their time at the dentist.
Cedar Falls and experienced Cedar Falls athletics as a student, now as a parent and community member. I have the pleasure in my role here at the Western Home Communities of serving several of my former teachers and administrators. Go Tigers!
Welcome back. Mark Simpson with Jeremiah Longnecker. Halftime score, Cedar Falls, the decisive lead over the visitors from Waterloo West, 44-20. And you're a Tiger fan, a very entertaining first half as Cedar Falls really looked good on. There's Tay Campbell, who had a terrific first half, finishing with 16 points, and he came out firing in that first quarter.
He did. He had his offensive glasses on, and he just never let off.
There with the steal and an assist to Chase Corbett, but Tay Campbell, usually the facilitator early, he came out shooting and getting the Tigers off to that fast start, and that allowed the game to turn into more of a track meet, the type of game that Cedar Falls wants to play.
Just so many contributors.
Joe Knutson with a field goal. Tiger bench coming off the 9 points in that first half. And there's Campbell again. Look at that poker face.
I've told him he'd be a great poker player. I never know what the kid's thinking. He's got a great sense of humor. You just don't see it very often. Loves to mess with people.
Corbett and Wolf, who scored those last 2 baskets here in the highlights, they were more pedestrian than we usually see from them. That's a great coast-to-coast take, Carter Jansen. And then the Tigers defense doing it again. And who else? Campbell. Again, leading the way, 16 points for Cedar Falls in that first half. For Waterloo West, there's Mitch Fordyce with a strong take. We look at some of the Wahawks. Amar Kuluevich showing off his skills. And Mitch Fordyce. And going into the game, Waterloo West, their game plan, they were going to take it to the Cedar Falls big men, driving to the hoop. They came out aggressively, but once they missed a few shots, and the Tigers were able to get that fast pace going, that's when the game swung heavily into Cedar Falls' favor.
Well, the Wahawks only average 54 points a game, so this isn't a team that wants to get into a high number of possessions sort of ball game. And you know, we said once the Tigers got up early, able to push the pace, it was going to be an uphill battle for West. So let's see what they've devised at half.
But there's no question, Cedar Falls, this is a good boys basketball team I have seen.
Well, and what they can do is they can lock down in a half-court situation when necessary, because their half-court offense is so good. They can dump it down to the post if they want to, or they can get out and run like we've seen already. So it's a really diversified attack.
Ryan Schultz, 132 wins underneath his belt, including 2 state championships. 5 times he's guided the Tigers to the state tournament.
I want to say hi to former head basketball coach Tom Bartle, who's watching down in Arizona. A little nicer temperatures in Arizona. We were chatting at a halftime, enjoying watching the Tigers.
You see Cliff Baranovis. Cliff, Waterloo East grad, and then now coaching at Waterloo West, and he has done a terrific job with that Wahawk program.
Absolutely has. I was going to mention that earlier.
Landon Wolf starts off the third quarter with a drive and basket.
Landon's so comfortable around the three-point line and on the perimeter. They're overplaying him, and we've seen him take it to the glass a couple of different times.
Luke Fordyce with the left misses, and Jansen leading the break. Jansen finding an open Landon Wolf. Tremendous.
Yeah, just such an unselfish atmosphere in this gym. You better make the extra pass. That's what everybody expects.
Tigers, Wolf scoring the first 5 points of this second half, and there's Campbell. Third three-pointer of the game for Tay. But Trey is doing it all here. There's ball knocked around.
Well, the game plan to take it to the hoop is never a bad idea. The thing is that when you're going against 6'8", 6'9", 6'6", it's a different story, and Cliff Baranovis just going to let his team play through this. Down 34, facing what's going to be a running clock here momentarily. Unless they hit a couple more from the perimeter.
Michael Robinson Jr. with that three-pointer stops the bleeding. Tigers up by 31 points here. There's rolling out the first 10 points of this second half. Campbell on the miss. 21 points here for Travian.
But the problem for West is they're less than 30% from beyond the arc, and they're going to need a bunch of those if they have any chance of getting back into this game.
And Kaluovich draws contact. It's going to be whistled on Joe Knutson for the Tigers.
Third on Big Joe.
A quick three. And Colby Adams, that's his first points of the game. Colby coming in, averaging 6.8 points a game, but he has been held scoreless until that field goal. Oh, Knutson, big time flush.
Again, give all the credit to Carter Jansen, who drew the defense. He's a double-digit first half scorer. Just fed his friend Big Joe for the flush. Oh, and Joe just picked up his fourth.
Joe talking to himself. And quickly Dallas Bear comes off the bench.
He's as mild-mannered of a kid as you're ever going to be around is Joe, and he did not like that call whatsoever.
This is Mitch Fordyce. He's 33. Twin brother Luke Fordyce is 24.
Well, I talked about West's poor three-point shooting, and they've canned their last three. Oh, that's off of Landon Wolf.
Cedar Falls turning it over.
It's not something they do a lot of. Just under 11 turnovers a game. Puts them 13th in 4A.
Tigers with that man-to-man defense. Adams can't go. Oh, pretty play.
Wow.
Luke Fordyce coming out of nowhere to put that in. And the Wahawks making a little bit of a run, and Ryan Schultz.
Yeah, he's not content with this team's effort. All of a sudden they had a 30-point lead and didn't find guys on the glass, turned it over a couple of times. It's not the consistent effort that he knows is necessary to win state titles.
So the lead cut down to 27. There's my man. Oh, I just saw him briefly. Justin Little. He was the coach at Dunkerton when they won the state championship a few years back. He was an assistant in Waverly Shellrock. Now he's been at West with Cliff for several years. Tigers, let's see how they react following that timeout by Coach Schultz. Campbell, bullet pass to an open Wolf.
Just what a great find on his part. Again, draws the defense, find the open man, and the Tigers have the weapons to make you pay.
Landon 8 in the third after just 3 in that first half. Tigers didn't need him though in that first half.
That's going to be a walk.
Yep.
Good help. You watch Trey get over there with his 6'4" frame, and you see him provide this. Look at this help. Up, straight up, and it's in perfect position.
61-31.
Tigers have a play run. Let's see what we got.
Campbell and able to get help, and that's Hunter Jacobson. Trey Campbell, good crossover dribble to get the open look. He's fouled.
I heard the double whistle like it was going to be a travel violation, but the referee, I think, misfired on the whistle.
Adams called for the foul for the Wallhawks. It's Campbell. What is his high? Do we have a high for the season?
Yeah, he had 20 against Wash.
That was his 22nd point.
Well, there we have it.
And you see his skill set, and he could do this, you think, every night.
Well, that's what I was chatting with Tom Bartle about, is was Trey Campbell, and you know what he brings to the table. And of course, Tom has coached at the Division I level, and saying, you know, ask him what he likes. He said, geez, on a less talented team, he could really light it up. There's just a lot of mouths to feed on this squad.
Good pass here on the perimeter to another open look for Wolf. That won't go.
Good inside position for Corbett, just not able to snare that rebound. Good look by Robinson.
And Mitch Fordyce block. Kaluovic.
Boy, it's been a block party tonight.
Yeah.
Tigers don't block a lot of shots. Just a little over 3 a game. Well over half dozen in this one.
You would think more with the height, but it.
Yeah, that was the right idea by Dallas Bears. You know, he just couldn't get a hold of the ball to put the snap on it that was necessary to get the ball down for Corbett. I'm surprised we're going to see Knudsen.
Joe back in the game with 4 personals. Out goes Corbett. A foul called on the Tigers, Landon Wolf.
You know, this might be a test for Joe to see how he plays against a skilled offensive player with those 4 fouls. Coaching staff wanting to see what he can do.
Michael Robinson Jr. over to Wortham.
Well, Kaluovic not in the game, so.
Campbell open court and 2 more.
Just glides in.
It's been a highlight reel for Trey Campbell tonight.
Career high 24 for him. Well, that's deep now.
1 and done. Tigers trying to add to their total, and Wolf, who struggled tonight, shooting from 3-point range. Uncharacteristic for Landon. Knudsen inside after the missed shot.
You know,
He's
this
fouled.
crew really has done a nice job in this game. Been quick and decisive, and yet the whistles haven't blown off, and I give them a lot of credit.
So right now it's a 32-point lead for the Tigers. They go up by 35, of course, then we'll have the continuous clock.
Well, it was to 34 at one point.
What a rebound with one hand by Knudsen. Hunter Jacobson in the lane. Gets his first basket of the game.
Hunter is so crafty.
2:08 to go here in the third. Tigers led 23-7 after 1 quarter of play, 44-20 at halftime, and they've controlled this ball game. They got the Wallhawks into their rhythm and their pace.
Dallas Bear did a nice job. He got a couple of hands on that one.
Dallas Bear, quick 3-pointer, rims out. Campbell.
Out of nowhere.
11 points here in the third. He is 27.
There's your fast clock now. And for those viewers that aren't familiar, it gets over 35. The clock will not stop unless there's a timeout or free throws, which there are now.
Colby Adams got hacked on the way up. That's going to be called on Landon Wolf. Watch the drive.
And the fast clock will continue until it gets down to 25 points, and then it would go back to your normal clock.
Adams, 3 points in this ball game. Waterloo West coming in. This is a team 6-3. They had a 5-game winning streak snap last week. Adams makes 1 out of 2.
I mentioned earlier, a little bit of a soft schedule, one of those that you like when you have a young squad.
Hawkin Campbell. Nope, this time he misses. We got a blocking out foul against the Wallhawks. It's going to be on Luke Fordyce.
Well, if you get a foul in this game, you've earned it.
Hunter Jacobson able to find Dallas Bear near corner. Perfect.
Yeah, Dallas is going to have a terrific career in a Tiger uniform. Is a hard-working kid, extremely coachable. And 6'5", 6'6". Got that kind of range.
They list him at 6'8".
6'8". Okay, there we go.
Final seconds here in the third quarter. And Cedar Falls blocking foul. That's going to be on Jacobson.
Non-shooting foul. The clock will continue. It runs here. West may not realize that they don't have much time, but they did.
Wolf picks up another foul. All 3 of his fouls coming in this 3rd quarter. And Tigers on their way to going 9-0. We got 1 more quarter left. Cliff Baranobas is saying, let's go. Let's get this out.
Let's get this over with.
Campbell. Wow, it would have been perfect if
Can't
he had
believe
made
he
that.
missed a shot.
Wow, he didn't miss many in that 3rd quarter. He's had 11. Tigers, huge lead, 72-35. Heading into the 4th, we'll be back with more after this on Cedar Falls Community Television. It's 72-35. That's a 37-point lead if my math is correct. And highlights.
The Campbell collage.
Yeah, a lot of it's going to feature Trey Campbell, the exciting junior for the Tigers. The steal and the basket. What would you like best about his game in that 3rd quarter?
Everything. I just love watching the kid play. He's just has so much to offer at both ends of the floor. Oh, see Javon Ratcliffe in the game. He's gonna feed. Oh! The steal and the feed, so good for Javon. And Corbett makes some noise.
Big time dunk, Chase Corbett. Love it. 74-35. Another steal. Tigers finish. Oh, Burris!
Oh!
Joe Burris. Wow. Joe Burris, that's a way to get your career high in points with a 2-hand flush. And he is mobbed by his teammates.
Well, they say he can jump higher than anybody on the team.
Wow, showing off that vertical, and Cliff Baranobas.
Tell you what else was shown
timeout.
off there is Chase Corbett's passing ability. Gave the ball to him in a perfect spot. These interior feeds that the Tigers are able to manage. One of the things that makes them as tough as they are. West fans not enjoying this a whole lot at this moment. This dunk fest is
equivalent as going for root canal.
Yeah.
Without any anesthesia.
This rivalry is as good as it gets right now. And the last thing you want to do is go over to the other rival's gym and just get blown out of the place. Just watch them enjoy it so much with what's happening right now.
All right, so the Tigers might approach they have the continuous clock, but what's the high for points in a game for Cedar Falls this year?
So I'll look through the schedule, Mark. I'll find it for you.
Waterloo West. Shawnee Wortham.
86 twice.
Okay. Well, we got a good possibility. And foul. That'll stop the clock with Michael Robinson Jr. heading to the free throw line. Robinson Jr., he was in the mix with that outstanding team they had last year. Waterloo West winning 23 games. Tigers, they won 23 games as well last year.
Well, that West team, and for the record, that West team dismantled the Tigers in one of those games. That was a 25-point win. It was never really a game. Can't believe they called Burris. He's the star right now. He's not getting the calls.
Joe Burris scored 6 straight points in the first quarter and then a thundering dunk here in this fourth quarter. Tigers lead 30. This is Shantavius or Shawnee Wortham at the free throw line. Burris gets a nice hand as he comes out.
Aaron Brost in the game for the Tigers. I mentioned Aiden Sorensen in. For the Tigers. With the full complement of non-starters in the game, here's Carter Jewell.
Jewell, he'll try a 3.
Yeah, he can shoot it.
Connects.
Yeah, Carter was a sophomore starter last year. Well, there's Sorensen going to be whistled for the foul. I won't say that Sorensen's future isn't in basketball, but I will tell you that Sorensen has a future in football if that's what he wants. He's a talented tight end.
Caden Jansen into the game. Now he's the younger brother of Carter. As Hunter Jacobson comes out. Jewell just hit the 3. Ratliff, it's the Tigers. Again, trying to want that individual play, just stay within the system, and another foul call. And moving to the free throw line will be Aaron Brost.
I've talked about Brost on a couple of broadcasts. I think he's a man that just needs to continue to hit the weights, and he can be a good contributor in this program. He's got a really sweet stroke.
Tigers now 17 points off the bench. (80-38). Again, the Tigers' high in points this year was 86. Oh, and a steal by Javon Ratliff.
Let's see if he's got one in him. Oh!
And then he gets the foul coming back.
Ryan Schultz doesn't know what to think. He certainly wants it for his kids, and
let's watch it again. He got the elevation and lost it.
I know how you feel, Javon. That was my entire high school career right there. Just try, couldn't get it over the rim.
Wortham back at the free throw line. Crowd still buzzing after that near dunk. Javon Ratliff. Tigers lead cut down to 40. 5:41 to go. Tigers led 24 at halftime. There's Ratliff. Hey, I'm not just a dunker.
No, no. Well, we've seen him some good defensive anticipation. Javon's a good athlete. A lot of teams in this state that he could play a prominent role for. It's just hard to get minutes for the #1 ranked Tigers.
Ratliff drives to the hoop and contact. And that foul's going to be called on Wes Tyreek Gardner.
I know the staff has a lot of confidence in Javon, and he gained some of that in the football season as a starter in that defensive backfield. A young man that's done a lot of growing up, both physically and in other ways, over the course of his career here at CF. He's been a really positive contributor to this this team effort. Knows his role and relishes it. See, he can shoot it. I watched him play in junior high too. Javon wasn't afraid to hoist it from deep at times.
85-40. And almost another steal by this Tiger defense. Good effort by Caden Jansen. And now Waterloo West wants a timeout. 4:54 to go in the ball game. Tigers leading 85-40. Let's take a look at the Tigers schedule and some upcoming games here for Cedar Falls as the Tigers have a game next week. Iowa City Liberty.
Iowa City schools playing basketball yet, Mark? Are they back on the court?
That's a very good question.
We know they had a...
Yeah.
They did not play last week against Iowa City West on...
last Friday.
Last Friday, excuse me. Yeah, last Friday. So I'm uncertain as to what the status of those teams is at this moment.
They're trying to navigate this unusual season with the pandemic. We're told Iowa City Liberty is playing tonight.
All we had to do is throw the bait, know that Jeremy Ott would grab it and let us know what the answer was. Tigers are going to empty the bench here momentarily.
Missed shot. Jansen with the rebound. Ratliff tries another three and connects.
Well, there's your season high.
8 points in a hurry here.
You know, you can't ever expect to put guys out there and not ask them to play.
And that's going to be called an offensive foul. Slow getting up is Pendleton.
Didn't see what happened. Now the referees will stop the game and let the Tiger, the new 5 in the game. So nice that everybody got some significant run in this one. It's when all those practice minutes pay off.
Some more fresh faces onto the court here for Cedar Falls. Owen Denham bringing the ball up the floor. That's Flaherty, Evan Flaherty. Oh, and unable to hang on to that pass.
Reese Gallagher just not able to hold on to it. Connor Jacobson also out on the floor. Matthew Eel.
All right, you got to help me. Some of these players from Cedar Falls.
Well, you're going to see one consistent, or hear one consistent. Just listen to the squeak of the feet. It's the Tigers playing defense. That part won't change, regardless of who's in the game.
That's going to be called on Evan Flaherty, it looks like. Stops the clock, 3:12 to go. Tigers, season high in points, 88. I was kind of anticipating a game similar to the first with more of a low scoring, very deliberate pace put up by Waterloo West.
Well, when it got out early and it was a 12-4 game, then you knew the pace had to change unless West was able to maintain. They just couldn't stay with the Tigers, and it really was never close.
Cliff Baranobas is as competitive as any coach. This has got to be killing him right now.
He is incredibly competitive. He was a fantastic basketball player. I used to play against him regularly on Sundays in open gyms and such. And it's an excellent basketball player. Talk about a couple of guys in their heyday, and Ryan Schultz and Cliff Baranobas would have been a great one-on-one matchup.
Matthew Eel with the field goal. $90 points for Cedar Falls.
Was it Eel, or I think they gave it? I think it was Jacobson. They got it.
Oh, in and out. There's Connor. Correction. That's Connor Jacobson.
I believe it was Connor Jacobson.
It was Connor Jacobson. My bad.
Yep. Jacobson going to go back to the line.
Connor.
Whoever is the scoreboard operator is given up as well, so I can't check that to see.
Jacobson, a 6'1" junior.
Football player as well.
21 to go. So last 10 meetings, Cedar Falls and Waterloo West nearly going 500. Tigers winning 6 of the 10, but tonight this is all Cedar Falls. And Cedar Falls gets the steal. They're off and running. High three off the rim. That was a missed shot by Evan Flaherty. The bench, they were starters. And the second team reserves, they were ready to explode.
That they were. And you love that. You know, it's the opportunity to play in front of the crowd and in a varsity game that you don't get very often. And
good hustle. They're diving all around the floor, going after loose balls. Minute 25 remaining. Good defense by Cedar Falls. And Tigers.
Oh, Reese couldn't just get a handle.
And blocking foul. That will be on Matthew Eel.
I'm not sure that Reese Gallagher didn't lose a fingernail.
It's coming out and being looked at by the trainer. Connor Brose comes back in Aaron Brose comes back in. And after this is Saheed Price, a 6'3" junior for the Wallhawks. Makes 1 out of 2. Final minute of the ball game.
Oh, and Denholm's in the game and was chatting with, really nice look. Oh, just got a piece of it. John Yoakum was singing the praises of Owen Denholm, talking about he loves guys like him that are willing to do whatever it takes to win. And maybe not the most gifted basketball player, and yet just incredible effort. So it's nice to see him out there getting some run.
They work it in to Denholm and block. Oh, now it's a foul. Now, Alan Desiderich called for the foul. Connor Jacobson trying to add to his total here. He's 3 points on this fourth quarter. They're not looking at as a garbage time. They want to get out there and contribute to this #1 ranked Cedar Falls team.
This is his career high tonight. By the way, Connor Jacobson and Hunter Jacobson not related, just in case anybody wondered.
13 seconds to go in the game. Saheed Price has it stripped out of his hands. And Cedar Falls will just dribble out the clock.
Yes, they will, as they should. Season high, we're at the points. And a night of misery for the Wahawks as the coaches wave at one another. This is one of those nights when it's nice, if you're Waterloo West, that you don't have to go by and shake hands.
Yeah.
It was just a drubbing from the beginning. What a great effort for the Tigers.
Wow, Cedar Falls, big lead at halftime, and they kept the foot on the accelerator as they roll past Waterloo West tonight, 92-43. And so many people contributing. And Tigers, a huge effort from Trey Campbell.
That's fun.
Yeah. And it was a dunk fest here. Watch this, Joel Burris.
Trying to not smile, he just couldn't do it.
A lot of fun for Tigers. That's going to be a happy locker room right now as Cedar Falls rolls away with the win tonight over their rival Waterloo West. Another outstanding job as usual by our great Cedar Falls Community Television crew. Thank you, Mr. Longnecker.
My pleasure, Mr. Simpson.
For Jeremiah Longnecker, I'm Mark Simpson, and you've been watching Tiger Basketball on Cedar Falls Community Television.